people. So hello, everybody. Um, so yeah, to me with Whitney, I just can't with her. She's a liar and all of the things. Now let's talk about her jewelry line collection, whatever the hell, and then I'll share what my thoughts are. So I'll go down a little bit smaller so you guys can see. So this is the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City rumor about Whitney Roll's jewelry and Alibaba accusations explained. So this is from Reality T. I'll go through the article, I'll break it down, and then I will tell you my thoughts on what I think is going on here. Okay. So Whitney Rose of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City has always been a free spirit and creative thinker. Sure. The blonde bombshell has started her own company from the ground up. She worked hard to make it a household name. Whitney's wild rose beauty has been showcased in a series multiple times, and the mother of two is throwing lavish launch parties. But season 5 has thrown Whitney's entrepreneurial skills into the limelight, with some calling out her products as possible fakes. Here is what you need to know about the claims against Whitney. Now, whoever wrote that intro, you're either delusional or you're being paid by Whitney, because her launch parties were not lavish. She didn't have product and it was just really weird. And I never heard of Wild Rose Beauty until the show. Anyway, last week, Meredith Marks let slip there's a rumor floating around that Whitney steals Alibaba designs, claims them as her own, and marks them up. While there has been no truth in the while there is no truth in the gossip mill, Dana Wilkie, a former Real Housewives of Barlow's housewife, had her own ideas. In the video, Dana notes that the Whitney is charging $49 for a gold Zodiac necklace. During the episode, Meredith pointed out that the same stock photo was also being used in Alibaba, but they were charging $3. Dana shows more shared photos of a protection cross, a truth necklace, and a lucky girl pendant necklace. All the images match, and there is a considerable markup. According to the Prism website, Whitney and Amber Lee bonded over the desire to inspire women to honor their healing journeys and to spread the message that when you heal yourself, you heal the world. Dana mocked up the idea of a luxury vibe by noting that China makes some great stuff. For Dana, she believes where there is smoke, there is fire, but could Whitney be getting a bad rap? Anyway, it goes on to talk about Alibaba, blah, 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 blah. This is what I think is going on. You guys can see how similar they are. Again, this is my humble opinion. Allegedly, Whitney Rose, keep your little coins. Don't come after me with any crap, okay? I'm just a YouTuber giving my opinion in what I think. I'm not saying these are facts. These are my feelings, Whitney, okay? These are my feelings. This is how I feel. I feel like yeah, Whitney and Amber Lee and Prism are getting designs from Alibaba and then selling them on their website and marking them up, because newsflash, literally almost everybody does this. This is nothing new under the sun at all. The big problem is, are you misleading the consumer in your advertising? That is what the biggest problem is. If you are saying these are custom designs, these are one of a kind, these are made in-house, that's why you have to be really careful with your description and your advertising, because if you are doing false advertising or if you're misleading in your advertising, then that is when you are lying, and that is when you could be sued or you're caught into something. But newsflash, everybody, this happens all of the time, whether it is a celebrity, whether it is a stay-at-home mom, whether it is a influencer, real housewife. A lot of people will do this. I do a lot of writing as well. And a couple years ago, I did fashion copywriting for a fashion brand. And this is exactly what they did. It was basically they would go to Alibaba, they would find what they wanted to sell, and I would have to create description and copy based on that. And then they would mark it up and sell it on their website. People do this all the time. Now, my issue with Whitney is you just need to tell the truth, because if you're I mean, our we have eyes. That's the same stuff. There were other examples. Like, we're not stupid. You're telling me that it's just a coincidence in my Nini voice, that your designs look exactly like the Alibaba designs. A lot of people do this. Is it right? No, but corporations do this. They manufacture mass things, whether it's in China or India. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I just mean like that's the region of the world where it's manufactured. They'll manufacture it in bulk. That's why a lot of people, this is also called wholesale. When you buy something wholesale, you buy a bulk amount and then that way each unit is marked really down because you're buying such a high quantity. So you buy wholesale and then you resell the individual one at a marked up price. This is also called, is it private white labeling? It's either private label or white label, where you don't actually create the product, you just slap your brand on it. This happens all the time. The issue is, are you lying to your consumer? Because some people will pay the marked up price for the logo. This is consumerism 101. This is capitalism 101. 101. You could go to Target and get some cute sneakers for $30, or you could go to Nike or all these other stores and buy the same exact sneaker, just one has a logo and one doesn't, for $200. Same thing with the bag. I'm guilty of it. I will buy a bag for a logo. It's the same crap. Sure, someone's like, oh, sure, this is made. Stop. All leather comes from cows. Stop. Okay. Obviously, there's quality here and there, but whatever. It's a part of consumerism. It's a part of capitalism. To do that, the problem is you have to let your consumer, the person who's giving you money, in on that. When you don't, that is when you become a fraud. So Whitney, with her whole, these are our designs, we buy them from a vendor, and maybe it's the vendor buying them from no. You have to be real dumb and a special type of stupid. And I'm not calling her dumb or stupid because that's mean. I'm just saying that the action would be, if you bought from a third party vendor marked up from Alibaba, when you could just go to Alibaba, get the big discount, put it on your website, and buy it for something more. Now, I'm not saying that that is the right thing to do, but that's how it is. Now, let's get into the conversation she had in her car with her sketchy husband. I mean, to me, he's sketchy. Again, Whitney, this is how I feel. Whitney. I feel like your husband is sketch. I mean, he was working for that, MLM company, in my opinion, marketing pyramid scheme company, where they laid him off. He got, paid time off because they were in this big class action lawsuit, but they didn't want the smoke when he was on the show. All of that crap. Super sketch. So clearly this is a very scripted, planned conversation that she has with her podcaster friend, Adam. Now, I don't like to talk about other content creators on my platform. However, when they become the content by their own volition, then it's fair game. So since he was Adam, which I'm assuming is Up and Adam, on the show via his voice, then I'll speak on it because he's a part of the show. Other than that, I don't really want to talk about other content creators other than to lift them up and say, good job, keep going. But since he's a part of the show, I'll bring it up. Now, did I personally believe that conversation was authentic? No. And this is no shade to him. This is nothing to his credibility or his authenticity, but I have to share my opinion since he now is literally a part of the show. Do I think that conversation was scripted? I do. I think Whitney isn't that good of an actress. She's like, oh, wait, what? What happened? Oh, well, I only have one friend in my circle that owns tequila, that owns an alcohol brand. It has to be Lisa. And then her husband over in the corner, like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is horrible. Like, it was just the most weird, awkward, scripted scene I've ever seen in my life. I personally, the person I want to talk to is Giorgio Says, who is the content creator that broke the story. And the only reason why I'm using their name is because, again, in the episode before that, their name was aired on the show. So since they've become a part of the show, I feel comfortable saying their name. Um, so I want to know what his take is. I want to know what he says about this. I need to do a little deeper dive because number one, if I were him, and I was not in on this conversation, I would be pissed because now you're on the show basically telling people that you can't be trusted. You're going to reveal your sources. You know, this weird game of like, what brand do they own was so whack and so bizarre. And this, like, well, he's really good friends with him. And he called him and he was like, well, I can't tell you the name, but you can ask me questions. And I'll like say yes or no. You're still revealing your source. And no, as TikTokers and podcasters and YouTubers, no, we're not journalists. We didn't go to journalism school or anything like that. So we're not journalists. But I do think that if you want to have a level of integrity, there is a part of you don't reveal your sources unless they give you permission to. So even though, no, we're not technically journalists, we're bloggers. There's no code of conduct for bloggers. We're not journalists. But I do think just as human beings, and if you want to be taken seriously in this space, you're not going to reveal your sources. So if I'm Giorgio and I did not give Adam permission to see that, I would be pissed because now you're outing me. Now, do I believe that Lisa Barlow was behind leaking of the photos for Giorgio to post? To be honest with you, I don't care. This is very giving me Lucy, Apple Goosey, Boo Boo the Fool, Puppy Gate back in Beverly Hills when it was like, oh my God, did Lisa Vanderpump leak the story about the puppy in Dorit? Who cares? First and foremost, Whitney trying with her little Peabody brain up there, trying to make it synonymous with what Monica did as being reality Von Teese, with the allegation that Lisa Barlow gave Giorgio Says the information about Alibaba. It's apples to oranges, sweetheart. It is completely different to be an active blogger, troll, posting anonymously at that. She didn't even have the audacity to show her face. You know what I mean? Say her real name. She'd have the audacity to actually be herself and say her opinion. She was hiding behind some anonymous troll account, stalking them, versus Lisa, the allegation that Lisa Barlow tipped off a TikToker with something that is clear as day with Alibaba and pictures. So again, apples to oranges. Nice try, Whitney, but you missed. And again, like I said before, I don't care. To be honest with you, I hope Lisa did do it. I hope she did. I hope she did give him the information because who cares, Whitney? You're not going to have a receipts, timeline, screenshots. You're not going to recreate that moment, and you will never make me hate Lisa Barlow. Ever. It's just not going to work, boo boo. It's not. I hope she did. I hope she did. I hope she did because Whitney, you're a horrible, mean person. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I mean that in an honest way. You're mean. You're mean and you're nasty to people. You lie on people and you revel in it. The way you befriended Lisa and threw Heather to the wolves. And then when Heather and Lisa became friends, then you threw Heather to the wolves, said, I'm going on a friendship break with you. And now that Heather and Lisa have maintained that friendship, you can't stand it. The jealousy is like seething out of every single one of your pores. You lie on people. You're not nice. You're rude. And your jewelry's fake, in my personal opinion. Duh. So if she did send the photos, who cares? It's not like she cracked some, crazy case about you. A lot of people from corporations to mom and pop shops to celebrities to influencers, do what you do. They buy wholesale from a supplier like an Alibaba, they slap their logo on it and they mark it up. That's commerce 101. You're not doing anything new under the sun. The problem is when you're not honest about it, then it becomes fraud. Then it becomes misleading. Just tell the truth. And that's it. Okay? Don't forget, we caught what's her face? I should have got a screenshot. Last year, we caught Kylie Jenner and Erica Jane wearing that $13 Alibaba Sheen black and white dress. Remember? So, I mean, everybody's out here doing it allegedly. Allegedly. So, who knows? But yeah, miss me without Whitney. What else about Whitney? I'll get to more Whitney, but let's talk about some of the other